Like the usual cliche goes, you do not have a second chance to make a first impression. Your goal should always be to strive to make a great impression when you meet people for the first time. Here are 10 mistakes that top the list of things that can instantly ruin your first impression. Beautiful people, welcome back to Manners on the Go. I trust your week has been great. It's really nice of you to drop by this channel again. If it's your first time today, you're in the right place. You're most welcome. There's a subscribe icon on the bottom right of your screen. Give it a gentle click now, would you? According to leading psychologists, we make our first impression within the first 7 to 20 seconds of coming in contact with people. Sometimes, this happens much quickly before we even get a chance to really prepare to make a first impression. You don't have to be caught unawares. Your goal should always be to strive to make a great impression when you meet people for the first time. This is because it may be the only chance you would have to sell yourself so well to them and present yourself in a positive light. Like the usual cliche goes, you do not have a second chance to make a first impression. Whether a job interview or business meeting or a first appointment with someone important, there are certain things that will ruin your chance of making an excellent first impression. You may never get the chance to change other people's perception of you after making a wrong first impression. Here are 10 mistakes that top the list of things that can instantly ruin your first impression. Number 1, showing up late. People value their time a great deal. Showing up late for a meeting or an appointment will certainly send the wrong message. You could be suggesting without knowing that your time is worth more than theirs. That could be disrespectful and mark you out as someone who is irresponsible, unorganized, or undisciplined. Tardiness is bad market anytime. Number 2, avoiding eye contact. Eye contact is a very important piece of body language, especially when making a first impression. It shows you're confident, trustworthy, and interested. Making good eye contact with people will help you connect with them on a deeper level. It creates a strong bond and trust almost instantly. Not making eye contact can be interpreted as timidness, lack of interest, and self-confidence. Number 3, shabby attire. Dress well and be smart. The way you'd want to be received or addressed. It's been revealed that your appearance is responsible for 55% of your first impression. Your dressing affects your confidence level and the way other people perceive you. In the past, we've talked about how important dressing is. I'm glad to drop the link in the comment section. Your goal should be for you to project yourself as a well put together person to your first time meets. Number 4, interrupting people repeatedly. Good listening skills is key to conversations. Interrupting someone repeatedly will shatter a first impression. Be mindful of when and how you speak. Give others time and space to express their ideas. Ask them questions that would help them express themselves easily. But avoid sensitive questions around income or health problems or religion or politics in a first meeting. Number 5, a weak handshake. One important way many people judge your confidence level is by the way you shake them. A weak handshake suggests that you are shy, indifferent, unconfident, incompetent, or too anxious. It could also suggest a lack of self-awareness. Shake people firmly and warmly when you meet them for the first time, but avoid holding their hands longer than necessary. Number 6, constantly checking your phone. Spending your time on your phone during a first meeting gives the impression that the other person is boring or that you have more important things to do with your time. It becomes more challenging today when everyone is almost addicted to touching and checking and pressing their phones. Give people enough attention when you meet them for the first time and keep the phone away. Don't be glued to your screen when someone needs your attention. Number 7, evading someone's personal space. Don't be too pokey or get too familiar with people you meet for the first time. Give people their privacy. The space between you and the other person is dependent on the relationship with them. Allow the relationship to build gradually and don't be too forward. Ensure that there is at least an arm's length distance between you and the others. Number 8, playing with your hair. Now, playing with one's hair could send a wrong message when you're meeting someone for the first time. It could be suggesting that you're not confident, you're anxious, or you're uncomfortable. In fact, it can also be construed as flirting. Avoid touching your hair often and be conscious of the way you place your hands when talking or listening to people. That is another message in itself. Let's save it for another day. Number 9, not being polite in manner of speech. Some people are very high-minded and it's not hidden in their speech. That could cause a damaging first impression. You should strive to be very courteous when you meet someone for the first time. Use polite and gracious words like please, may I, do you mind, could you, thank you, you're welcome, and many others. Again, avoid talking too much about yourself. Don't dominate or steal the entire conversation to yourself. Finally, number 10, complaining too much about someone or something. This is certainly a red flag and will make people perceive you as someone who is negative, irritable, or a nitpicker. It sells you out as someone who sends negative energy, who would want to hang out around a person who nags or complains about everything. Know how to start a conversation and try to keep your reservations or resentments about the environment or the situation to yourself. You see, there are just a lot of things to pay attention to when meeting people for the first time, and I can't claim to have exhausted it all in this single video. But being conscious of yourself and keeping your emotions in check whenever you're meeting people for the first time will help a great deal. Now, which of these points are you guilty of and would like to improve upon? Let's talk in the comments section. Before we wrap this up, remember to like this, talk about it, give a comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. Cheers to a better you. Goodbye.